All right, let's look at number one right here. The scatter plot above shows the relationship between height and field goal percentage for all the basketball players on the 2013 roster of the Brooklyn Nets. A player on the Brooklyn Nets is 75 inches in height and has a field goal percentage of 35%. Circle where this individual is located on the scatter plot. So this is a point. The point is 75, 35. Okay, remember folks is x, then y. So we're going to look over here. The height is 75 inches, so we see 75 right here. And then, of course, the field goal percentage is about 35, so halfway in between 30 and 40. The closest thing we have here to that point is going to be right here. All right, so I'm going to circle that. That will be my point for A. B, using a ruler, draw a line of best fit directly on the scatter plot above. Okay, so I got my ruler here, and I'm going to try to draw a line of best fit. Now, the line needs to follow the general, trend of the data as well as sort of get in the middle of the points. We're trying to get half the points above, half the points below, etc. So let's see here. It looks about okay to me right here. All right. See how we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got about, half up here and half down here. So that's a really, good line. And we see that it's sort of in the middle of all these points. That's a very good line. So when it said describe why you drew the line the way you did, I would say it's in the middle. Of the points. About half above and half below, etc. And there's other ways you can answer this, like talking about the residuals and minimizing those residuals, but that would be a good answer right there. Awesome. Let's see. D, describe the scatter plot in terms of its direction, form, strength, and outliers. Let's start with direction. As we go from left to right, are the points getting higher or lower? Hopefully we're thinking higher. They're generally getting higher. So when we go high, that's a positive direction. So the direction here is going to be positive. Okay, the form, there's two options for form. You can either have a linear form or a non-linear form. Looking at this, we can see the points generally are following a line. It's not like doing a curve or some other weird thing. So we would say this is most likely going to be a linear form. All right, what about strength? Well, the points, they're clustered together, but they're not really strongly like making a line, but they're sort of making a line. So that I would say this is moderate, maybe weak moderate. So for strength, I would say weak or moderate. And then for outliers, the key with outliers is you gotta put the ordered pair at where the outlier is, if there is an outlier. Now, an outlier is something that's far away from all the other points. And the big thing that's sticking out to me here is this point right here. Notice how far away, vertically especially, it is from the line. That's a significant outlier, I think. So this is located at approximately, see here. Let's see what the x value is here. That's about 82 on the x. So I'm going to write down 82 And then on the Y, it's at about 67, 67. Yeah, that's about right. So outlier is there, and I don't see any other real obvious outliers. Finally, last but not least, suppose we generate a least squares regression line using a computer. Which point on the scatter plot will have an unusually large impact on this line? Why? Well, the answer is going to be the outlier. The region Y is going to be least squares. Least squares is sensitive. It's sensitive to outliers. Alrighty, there we go. That's it for the first page. Make sure you got this information, and thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.